everyone? Lord Tremendous here, got another battle report here for you. Battle report number 26, just a 500-point battle, because I'm trying out my new army, the slow grow, of Orks. So, yeah, I'm doing that mostly just because I like the idea of doing conversions, and there's only one on the table in this battle report. In fact, I'm borrowing a unit. So we wanted to do 500 points to see how long it would take and just try it out. So me versus Cannon of Doom with his Imperial fists, throw down 500 points, make a lot of mistakes. It's a quick game, so sit back, relax, and get ready to be like, what the fuck? Here's my list, Tremendous's clan. I have a big mech on a bike with 2 Daka guns, a custom Mega Blaster, and a custom force field. He's my warlord. I also have a weird boy with a weird boy staff. I have a unit of 20 boys with 18 shooters, 2 big shooters, and the boss snob has a power claw. Just wanted a big swarm of boys on the table. I also have a unit of 11 commandos with 2 burners. I just want to try them out, see if they were any good, see if I was any good with them. Why not, right? Then I have 1 mech guns, the bubble chukka, or launcher, chukka, whatever. It's the bubble gun, and I'm stupid excited about trying it out, just because I love the ridiculousness of it. That's going to be it for my list. I forgot to get a copy of my opponent's army list, just completely slipped my mind, and, well, what can I say? I've got a very slippery mind, I guess. So, yeah, I have no idea what he brought. I assume some sort of Imperial Fist Space Marine. So here's deployment, and yeah, mistakes were made. We used the entire table instead of cutting it in half like that, like we were supposed to. We didn't realize it until somebody brought it up about halfway through bottom of 1, so what can you do? But in deployment, I've got my weird boy all the way on the left there, so to the right of him is all my boys. There's my big mech on a bike next to them, and then on the far right side there, I've got my bubble chucker with the grots, or the gunner grots, or whatever the hell they're called. And the commandos aren't on the table yet because they deploy after the fact. Here's top of 1 after movement, and the boys come forward. They, They advance, so they go up as fast as they can. Both my HQ choices just stay behind them. My commandos on the right side there are going to do their best to try to get in. They come in within 9 inches of his character. I'm hoping that it's an easy kill. We'll see. And the bubble chucker stays right where it's at because there's a bunch of scouts inside that building that they want to shoot at, just mainly because I thought it would be funny. That's it for movement. It's 500 points. What do you want? In the psychic phase, I'm able to do the whatever it is where you get to warp a unit within 9 inches of the enemy, and believe it or not, there's a unit behind that little blue house I didn't see, so they're 9 inches away from them. I wanted them to be into the tank because I thought it'd be cool if they could break it open, or at least give it a shot, but it wasn't meant to be, and now they're 9 inches away from the unit that's behind the house. But at least I got the spell off. That was kind of neat. And then we go into the shooting phase. The boys with the shooters shoot at the tank or whatever, and I think we're able to slip a couple of wounds through on it, which isn't terrible. The rest of my shooting does nothing. I try to assault his character with my commandos, and even with Here We Go, I failed to make the charge. And with his Overwatch, he's able to kill one of my commandos. So that worked out awesome. Here's bottom 1 after movement, and this is where the game really starts. All of the Space Marine guys start advancing on my orcs that are exposed, out in the open, and completely screwed. There's no way to beat around the bush about this. I'm about to get my face stomped in. I know it, you know it, my opponents know it. Let's watch. We go into a shooting phase, and his scouts open up on my bubble chucker and kill off one of the grots because I did not understand the rules or how to use this stupid thing. Then his troops open up on my troops and kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys in the first volley because he gets to reroll hits and wounds because that is the way it should be. Ask anyone that works at Games Workshop. Shooting happens over here, and out of the 10 remaining commandos, 9 of them die. Nothing I can do about it. I'm exposed. There's no terrain on this table, and let's face it, it's just not my game. I'm not good at this at all. And then we go into the assault and or combat phase. All of his marines make it into my boys, no problem. Am I able to overwatch? Yes, I'm able to overwatch. Do I do any damage? No. So yeah, he slams into me, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are dead already. I think that was just from shooting. They straight up murder every last one of my boys. Because, say it with me, Space Marines reroll all failed to hits and wounds because fuck everyone else. Anyway, it is what it is. I know I'm bitching. It's kind of my thing. But I do nothing in return, mostly because I'm awful at this game. I really am. And my 2 remaining boys run away in the morale phase. I can't blame them. Can't blame them at all. And then in the morale phase, the remaining commando breaks and flees. Yeah, I probably could have used command points to keep him around, but I gotta be honest with you, I didn't want to play anymore. I was gonna quit, but I mean, what could I possibly do? In one turn, he killed my army. Granted, I played horribly. 100% understand and agree with you there. I played like garbage. But, yeah, I've got 2 HQs and a bubble chucker left. I'm gonna do what I can. Maybe I can kill one of these guys before the game's over. Let's find out. So, here's top of 2 after movement, and because I only got 1 gear and it's fail, I take both HQs, move them towards the Space Marines that just eviscerated all my boys, and Bubble Chukka stays still because I just want to keep rolling the dice with it. I like the Bubble Chukka. It's just such a stupid thing. It's so much fun, and it's not going to do anything, but I still enjoy it. But that's it for my movement, short and sweet. In the Psychic phase, my weird boy is able to get smite off onto Space Marines, and I kill a guy, so that's good. At least 1 Space Marine died this game. I feel like that's an accomplishment. I do. My war boss splits fire, fires his custom Mega Blaster into the guys in front of him, killing 2, and his Daka guns into the guys to the left, killing 1. So that's right, I have hat-tricked with my warlord. Actually, the war boss, the big mech on the bike, is pretty cool. He's a dead man, but he's actually pretty cool. I totally know that I played it wrong, took the boys out of his what's it called? Bubble of influence and everything like that, so I couldn't use his special rules or his custom force field or anything, because I'm awful at this game. I'm no excuses, I'm really terrible at it. But I don't know, I need practice, obviously, and I'm curious to see what happens, because damn, he's actually pretty good. We go into the assault phase, and my weird boy goes diving in, takes 3 wounds from Overwatch, because life is fair. And my big mech goes into the other unit of Space Marines, and makes it because, hey, sometimes the dice gods take pity on me. And it was like a 3-inch charge. He does not take any damage from Overwatch, and that was pretty awesome. And here's what it looks like after the combat phase of the weird boy turned out to be a ninja, killing 2 more of the Space Marines and taking no damage in return. And then my big mech on the bike turned out he was picking his nose with his choppa and wasn't able to do anything to the Space Marines. The Space Marines were really impressed with his bike, though, and so rather than attacking, they started looking at the suspension and everything like that, and they discussed it was engineering timeout, and I appreciated it. Here's bottom of 2 after movement, and really having nothing to fear, the guys come up. The Space Marines shoot up to deal with the 2 remaining HQ choices. The 1 unit that's in base-to-base contact, or in close combat with both the Weird Boy and my Big Mech back out, because they can do that without any kind of penalty problems. You know, my guy they high-fived and they left, and all the other guns turned on him. Same with the Weird Boy, because, you know, it's the way real war works. That's how a fight works. When you're done, and you walk away. The scouts come closer to the Bubble Chukka because it's proved to not be a threat, although I am really enjoying using it, and that's it for movement. We go into the shooting phase because my opponent's really predictable. I told him he should skip it, and he was like, no, and I was predictable. Psh. And his scouts shoot at the Bubble Chukka and do a wound to it, the gun itself, which I got lucky. I mean, I guess he could have shot at the grots, but they weren't the closest, I guess if he had moved differently. But I think he's taking pity on me, and that's a shame. Some shooting is directed at the Weird Boy because the Space Marine walked half an inch away from him after combat, and the Weird Boy allowed it because, you know, he's an honorable gentleman. And for his honor, he got his face shot off, and it worked out. So he's just going to lay there and take a nap and wonder about honor for a while. Over here, I believe the tank opens up on my big mech on the bike there and is able to kill him no problem. I don't remember exactly what shoots him. I can't remember if it's the Space Marines, the character, or the tank, or the combination. But it's enough, and he falls over, and he's DED, dead right there. Or DRT, sorry. I'm as stupid in real life as I am on the table. We go into the assault phase, and the scouts make it into the bubble checkout. No problem. We don't resist. We've accepted our fate. They walk in, they push the self-destruct button, they walk away, the Grots are looking at it wondering what's going on, and it explodes, and it dies. Effectively tabling me, and thank fucking God. So, there it is. There's the end of the game. I was tabled without doing anything. We were playing for kill points, and I got exactly 0. He got all of them. I know some mistakes were made, mainly me putting models together and putting them on the table, and I apologize for that. But, like the table being used wrong and stuff like that, not a big deal. I played my army awfully. I played them terribly. Nothing worked out for me, and even if it had, I don't know how to play Orks at all, and I paid for it with mostly pride, and every single Ork I brought and put on the table. And you know what? It is what it is. I know that I suck at this game. I know that the rules are going to be skewed. I know that disengage is absolute horseshit, and I don't know. Honestly, I'm having trouble finding a way to have fun with this game. I'm not quitting it yet. I'm too stubborn. But man, I don't really want to play it anymore. So I was really glad to see this game over. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the recap. So, yeah, this was a tremendous defeat for Lord Tremendous. I got tabled in turn 2, like I wasn't even playing. It was a hell of a first run for an army. I played awful, no arguments. I know it's me. I'm well aware. Doesn't make it go down any easier. I have a ton to learn about playing Orks and 40k, and to be honest with you, I just hope it can keep my interest long enough to actually try to learn it. Because every game that I play makes me wish that I'd never picked up the book. So, yeah, it has been brought to my attention that smaller games like this do not favor horde armies like mine, especially when they're being ran by generals like me. And yeah, we played on a full table, and yes, there wasn't a lot of terrain on the table. I totally understand all of that. I totally understand that there's supposed to be way more terrain on the table. It's supposed to be a much smaller table. It shouldn't have been 500 points for Orks. But this still sucked. Nothing worked. The dice gods pissed on me, and you know what it really eats at me? I'm awful at this game. You'd suppose by now I'd accidentally have learned something, but no, I should wear a helmet, and that's it, because, am I bad at this. But here's the problem with all of that. It's really difficult for me to find fun in 40k. I'm trying, but the power creep, the net list and stuff like, not that the net list had anything to do with this, but just every Space Marine is able to reroll hits and wounds. Every single one. I mean, yeah, I get to reroll my charges. I would sacrifice that to be able to reroll just once. The power creep is really terrible. There's a lot of rules that are getting worse and worse and worse, specifically disengage. I know I suck at this game. I'm well aware. Nobody knows that better than me, but I suck at most of the games that I put on here, and I still find a way to have a lot of fun with them and stuff, and I'm not finding that with 40k, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to tolerate it and play it. So my urge going forward is to focus less on 40k. I'm actually probably going to avoid games of 40k for a while. I'm going to focus more on trying to have fun with other games, other systems, other stuff, and posting it on here because, the narcissism in me still needs that. This wasn't my opponent's fault at all. Let me be very clear on that. He did everything right, played his army beautifully, and it's a beautiful army, by the way. And I will probably try to get a rematch against him, but definitely not in 40k. At least not right away. Not until I get excited or interested in playing the game again, which I think is best. I mean, like I said, I'm well aware that this is on me, that I'm the problem, and I accept that 100%, but it's just one of those things where I want to take my ball, go hide in a corner, and cry in fetal position. And I think as a full-grown adult, I'm allowed to do that. So, yeah. So, yeah, I know this one was a bit of a downer, but it's a really short downer, so that's kind of awesome. But that's going to do it. This one's in the history books, and honestly, this might be the last 40K report you see for a while, just simply because I don't want to play right now. Feel free to flame me in the comment section below with any comments, questions, concerns, or complaints you might have. And until next time, thanks.